Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Nathan's 3D Factory. I am Nathan Adams. I'm going to be showing you some stuff that I'm doing behind the scenes for making my Danny Duck stuff. So, in this first scene, what I'm doing is that I'm going to be making a house. Well, actually, I've made the house, but I'm going to show you some things that I'm doing in this house because it's pretty complex. So, let's get going. Right. So here we are in my Blender scene. So, you got a nice suburban house right here, and nothing fancy about it. It's just kind of your typical place. Although this one is a little bit smaller. It's a bachelor pad, and it's made just for Danny. So, in this house I have, let me go ahead and just turn off the roof. Okay. Go to my collection here. Boom. Off the roof here. So, got kind of a hierarchy here. I'm hoping that it'll be simplified with all this stuff. So, in this, I have office. There's a bathroom that hasn't been constructed. I'll be constructing that in future episodes. Master bedroom. Started out with a living room. That was my first scene I was going to do anyway. Kitchen, dining. Got a garage. So it's pretty elaborate stuff. Now, one thing that's cool about this is that none of this stuff is selectable other than a few empty objects. I can't select these lights. Can't select this house. But I can select these empties. Why? Because I set it up that way. I wanted it so that I could have it so that things are not accidentally selected when you're doing the animating. So I'm kind of going through and just rigging things as I go along. And I have a few things that I can do with these empties. So, this empty, for example, go to locator, and I'm doing this by room. So on this one, I have the living room. If I press Z, I go to render view. You can see some things here. This light is not emitting any light because I have this controlled by this empty. So if I go to this, 1, now all of a sudden now it's working. These windows right here are also controlled by this. Window 1 and window 2. Pretty cool, huh? Very nice setup. And what's cool is that this changes these properties anytime I select another empty, depending on which ones actually have controls attached to them. Entry door. I can open or close that. I can turn on the entry light. So I have a lot of control in a few places here. So as complex as this scene is, these are some ways that I am going to cut down on the complexity of the scene. There's another example. So, just how do I do it? Well, let me show you. So I'm going to turn that roof back on. There. Okay. So, as you can guess, a scene like this gets pretty complex. Anyway, but now on to the main crux of the matter here. I'm going to do a new scene. And I'm just going to make it totally new. Get that out of rendered, go to solid. So, I'm going to do a few items here. First, I'm going to get 2 planes. That one I'll scale up 4. Control A to apply the scale. Make another one. And this one, I'm going to rotate. I'm going to go into edit mode first. Rotate it on the x-axis 90 degrees. G, D, Z, not X, 1. Now G, X, 1. Okay. Now, got everything set up so I have my rotation at 0, 0, 0. I want to keep it that way. Also, I'm going to turn on this magnet. I'm going to do vertex so that I can snap this G, X, and I'll do the nearest point, dy. There we go. One last thing, I want to add a light. Actually, two last things here. G, D, 3. Do that. Shift A, and I'm going to add an empty. Now with these items, all of them are selectable right now. You can see that. And if you can't find a way to get this arrow pulled up, by default it's not showing. You get this little filter thing in the outliner. And this item I have turned on for this scene. You want that if you're going to do it this way. Okay. So now these items, if I do this, I can't select them. I can select this one though. All right. So now we have that. What we can do is we can turn on some of these items. Okay. That one. We have those items now. This one I don't want to select. I'm getting rid of that. Okay. So now, to get this, to control these two items, we're going to do two custom properties. This first one, I will do as light. I want this as 0.0 for the default. 0.0. There we go. Okay. Edit this one. This one's going to be called door. 0.0 for these. Okay. Now, I'm going to add some drivers to each of these objects so that I can control it with this. So first one, go into light properties. Okay. Now the object I'm going to use for the controller is empty.001. You can tell I've done this before already, and that didn't quite work out. I'm going to do this var times 100. This goes in watts, and I want a 100 watt bulb here. So now we have that. We go into rendered mode, D, then, okay, let's see. Oh, now I remember what I forgot. Okay, this one I did not change. I need to do this from this location thing to single property. So always remember to keep these things in mind as you're doing this stuff. So empty.001 I did, so that part is correct. Now I'm going to do a closed box bracket on each side of this and quotes for that property that we just made. That's all going to be contained in that object there. So now, if we select this again, now it does what it's supposed to. Pretty cool, huh? Now we're going to do the same thing for this door. The door, we're going to do a Z rotation control on it. We're going to do add driver. We're going to do the same thing where we have this object, this empty dot 001. Okay? And we're going to change this to single property. And that property is going to be not light. It's going to be door. Okay? Now, this var plus 00, I'm going to change so that instead of the plus, we have the times again. Okay? Times. Now, this part is really important.
this is not going to be in degrees like we're used to when we do this stuff. This is going to be in radians. So we're going to do it pi over 2 to equal 90 degrees. If you get pi, that's 180. 2 times pi is going to get 360. So pi divided by 2. Now, I'm going to show you this really quickly, how we can alter this really. You'll see, kind of faintly, that this swing. However, I don't quite like the direction of that swing. I want it to go the other direction. So I'm going to edit that driver. I'm going to put a negative on it. Okay. Now if I do this, door goes in instead of out. So so those are some of the things that I think about as I'm doing this. And now we have this set up so that we can do this. One last thing that I'm going to do though. I'm going to turn that off for selection. Same thing there. All that stuff is now not selectable. And I want this so that it doesn't move. Boom, 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 boom. So that's how I'm constraining these objects so that now I can have things that are easily selectable. Hello. And easily animated. So my motivation is to be lazy in the end, because it's most likely I'm going to be animating it, but I also want to make sure that it's easy for anyone else who decides to join the project. So anyway, that is how I am doing my house for the drivers on these animated things. So, I hope that you enjoyed this episode, and I hope that you'll try some of these things at home, and that you'll leave feedback on what you thought of this episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you will continue to join me.